I don't think this one stops.
She called the tip line at 4:51 in the morning, gave her name, her address, described boarding a bus on the docks road that had no number and a driver she couldn't look at directly. Voice steady, detailed. The call of a woman who wanted to be found. I pulled the recording when the hospital reported her missing. Listened to it twice. The call came in on the 29th of April. Margaret Cole disappeared on the 19th of May. She reported her own disappearance 3 weeks before it happened, and the city logged it, filed it, and closed it as a non-event before she'd even boarded the bus. I called dispatch to ask who had taken the report.
No operator on record. The call was self-processed.
I asked what that meant. The line went quiet for 4 seconds. Then,
It means the system received it. It means the case is closed. Have a good morning, Detective.
the recording was 53 seconds long. At the very end, barely audible, the sound of a bus door closing. And Margaret Cole's voice, quieter, like she'd already moved away from the phone.
I don't think this one stops.
The hospital administrator gave me 20 minutes and the specific patience of a man who has already decided nothing happened.
She'd been a model employee,
He said. 7 years, no incidents, always early. He said was, without catching it. I wrote that down. Her locker was cleared. Not emptied, cleared the way maintenance clears a locker when a name comes off the roster. I asked when the order was processed. He checked his ledger for a long time.
the 29th of April.
He said. I asked him to read that back. He did. Then he looked at the date, looked at me, and looked at the ledger again as if it might have changed. It hadn't. 3 witnesses placed her at the dock stop on the morning of the 19th. All 3 described the same bus. No number, no markings. The driver, a pale shape behind the glass. All 3 watched her board. None of them had thought to mention it until I asked directly. One of them, a dock worker, hands like geological formations, said he'd seen the bus before, every night around that time. Said he'd never seen anyone get off it. I asked if he'd considered reporting it. He looked at me the way people in the docks look at you when you ask something that assumes the world works the way you were told. I drove the route the bus would have taken if it wasn't going anywhere on the official grid. Past Iron Echo, past the edge of Saints Row, out along the coast road where the street lamp stopped and the fog came in off the water so thick the headlights turned it into a wall. The terminal was at the end of a road that dead-ended at a concrete platform I'd never seen on any map. 1 lamp, fog, the sound of water I couldn't locate. Her bag was on the platform, coat folded beside it. On top, her hospital ID, face up, Margaret Cole, RN. The expiry date on the back, the 29th of April, 1952. The day the tip line call came in, the day her locker was cleared, 20 days before she disappeared. The fog thickened. Somewhere out in it, an engine idling. No direction, no distance. I stood at the edge of the platform and listened to it the way you listen to something you already know is going to be a problem. Then her voice. Out of the fog, the way sounds carry over still water.
This isn't my stop. I need St. Green Memorial. North entrance.
Miss Cole.
The driver won't answer. He hasn't answered since. I don't know how long. Is there another bus? I have a shift at 7.
I told her the date. Directly, without softening it. The truth delivered cleanly is kinder than the truth delivered slowly. Silence. Long enough that the fog moved between us.
That can't be right. I just got on.
The idling got further away, then gone, her voice with it. I stood on that platform with her coat in my hands, and the ID in my pocket, and the specific cold feeling of a case that was never going to close. Because the central witness was still in transit, and the route had no final stop. I called dispatch from a payphone on the coast road. Asked them to run Margaret Cole against the city records. The operator came back with the careful flatness of someone reading from something they'd rather not. Last registered address confirmed. Employment confirmed. Last recorded status, deceased. Date of death, April 29th, 1952. Cause, undetermined. 20 days before she boarded the bus. The city had her dead before she disappeared. The locker cleared, the ID expired. The tip line call self-processed and closed, all on the same date, all before she walked to that stop in the dark and boarded something that wasn't going anywhere on any map I had. I thought about the recording. 53 seconds, voice steady, detailed. She'd known not what was happening, but that something was wrong with the route. Wrong with the driver. Wrong with the way the bus kept moving and the stops kept not coming. She'd called for help 3 weeks early because some part of her already understood that once she boarded, the window would close. She was right. She'd just called the wrong line. In St. Grete, the tip line doesn't find people. It files them. I went back to Joe at first light. Slid the photograph across the counter. Docks Road, 448. The pale shape behind the glass. How long has she been on it?
Hard to say. Time moves different on that route.
Is there a way off?
There's a stop, end of the line. But the bus decides when it gets there. Not the schedule, not the driver, the bus.
I didn't go back to the platform. Not that morning, not the ones after. In St. Grete, you learn which routes to stop following. Not because the case closes, but because you recognize the shape of a door that only opens from one side. You file it. You carry it. You don't stand on a concrete platform at 4:48 in the morning waiting for a bus that runs on its own time. Because the moment you buy into the schedule, you're already a passenger. I put her ID in my coat pocket next to the lighter. Walked back through the dock's fog toward the Obsidian district. The Obsidian coin was on the pavement outside my building. Black on black in the pre-dawn dark. 2 heads, no tails. I picked it up without stopping. I'd find out later that the man who'd been carrying it had put it down, that it had somewhere else to be. In St. Grete, the things that need to find you always do. You don't have to go looking. You just have to keep walking the same streets long enough for the city to make its delivery. The next one found it on the factory floor. He thought it was luck. In St. Grete, luck and its opposite look identical. Right up until the last flip.